In the heart of Wyoming, in the United States, rises a structure that defies all geological logic. Known as Devil's Tower, this colossal rock formation stands more than 260 meters above the surrounding terrain. To science, it's a volcanic neck, an ancient magma conduit hardened and sculpted by erosion over millions of years. But what if it's not just a natural formation? For years, independent researchers and seekers of the unknown have speculated about an astonishing hypothesis: that Devil's Tower is not a mountain, but the fossilized trunk of an ancient, colossal tree. A tree not made of carbon, like today's vegetation, but of silicon. A silicon tree? It may sound like pure science fiction. Yet when we look closely, we find unsettling patterns. The hexagonal shape of the basalt columns that make up Devil's Tower eerily resemble the internal structure of certain plants, as if they were giant mineralized cells. Its perfect symmetry and flat top evoke the image of a tree that has been cut down, as though felled by a technology far more advanced than anything we know. But this mystery isn't confined to Wyoming. Around the globe, similar formations rise from the earth. Flat-topped mesas, abrupt plateaus, and sudden rock towers that, to some, look far more like the remains of giant stumps than mere geological features. One of the most notable examples can be found in Montserrat, Spain, where massive stone blocks stretch toward the sky in shapes that, to many, resemble petrified roots and stems. What if these places are actually the graveyards of a world that no longer exists? Legends whisper that, in a forgotten age, Earth was covered by towering silicon trees, so massive that their canopies brushed the heavens. They were the lungs of a primordial planet, predating humanity itself. Trees whose very structure wasn't just strong, it was eternal. But something changed. A cataclysm struck. The trees were cut down, and their history was erased. In the book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 11, we find a passage that has sparked the curiosity of many alternative researchers. The tree grew and became strong, and its top reached to heaven, and it was visible to the ends of the earth. To some, this is not merely a biblical metaphor, but an ancestral memory, a literal description of one of these titanic trees. The Bible, like many ancient texts, may be more historical than we dare to believe, hidden beneath layers of symbolism. Another apocryphal text states, "The mountains have crumbled and the mighty trees have fallen." Could this be a reference to the mass destruction of these silicon giants? Was it a natural event or something deliberate? And more importantly, who cut them down? Some suggest these trees weren't destroyed by time or erosion, but by a technologically advanced civilization that existed long before modern humans. Beings capable of reshaping the planet on an unimaginable scale. Some call them the ancients, others simply the precursors. A photo from 1899 continues to stir debate. Circulated within occultist circles, it allegedly shows the last silicon tree standing, moments before it was brought down. Of course, experts have dismissed the image as a fraud or early photo manipulation, but to others it's yet another clue, another piece of evidence that something is being hidden. A tree with crystal-like bark, towering beyond belief, said to radiate an energy that could be felt just by standing near it. All of this leads to one haunting question. What if everything we know about Earth's history is incomplete, or even false? For centuries, ancient civilizations have left behind clues that defy mainstream explanations. Impossible monuments, perfect astronomical alignments, legends of lost continents, and maps of lands that officially never existed. The myth of silicon trees fits seamlessly into this forgotten puzzle. Their existence would not only explain certain mysterious formations, but paint a picture of a planet once more alive, more conscious. A planet that breathed through these colossal beings. a planet with a hidden past beneath our very feet. Geologists insist that formations like Devil's Tower or Mount Roraima in South America are merely the result of volcanic and erosive processes. But even within the scientific community, some have begun to wonder if we truly have all the answers. The precision of certain cuts, the uncanny regularity of some structures, these are not easily explained by mere wind or water. Which brings us to the greatest mystery of all. If silicon trees once existed, why were they removed? Did they pose a threat, or were they simply harvested? Sumerian folklore speaks of the trees of the gods, eternal columns that held up the sky. Other cultures reference cosmic axes, like Yggdrasil from Norse mythology, connecting worlds and realms. Perhaps these aren't just metaphors. Perhaps they're fragments of a truth buried in time. The question remains, what if they are not mountains, but natural monuments from a time before time? Tree stumps of a forest that once covered the entire Earth? We may never have a definitive answer. Or perhaps we're simply not ready to accept it. But the traces are there, hiding in plain sight, and we can no longer ignore them. Maybe the true history of humanity is far older, far more complex, and far more magical than we've been led to believe. A story not written in books, but in stones and mountains, and in the sleeping giants that still stand silently across the earth.